I notice people will be wrong, and it seems like the wronger they are, the more things they get wrong, it makes them even more defensive. That is the case with Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence Jr. is owed a hell of an apology from many people in boxing, including Terence Bud Crawford, Radical fans, and others. I'm gonna talk about that right now in this video. So we're gonna break it down. Errol Spence Jr. has, so far so good, been a man of his word. The things that he said he was going after since 2018, around that time, to modern day 2022, guess what? He stuck with it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Come in, smash the like button. I'm about to beat y'all down with the facts, per usual. Ain't nothing new. If you love boxing, you want to get your boxing news from my free YouTube channel, then hit the like button and also subscribe. Now, I'm going to take y'all on a trip down memory lane. In the words of Roy Jones Jr., y'all must have forgot. Didn't I just say that? Errol Spence Jr. is owed an apology. He stated years ago what he intended to do and has so far done so. Meanwhile, diehard Crawford fans said he was, quote, ducking, yet Errol kept his word and stayed consistent to cleaning up his side of the street. Now that's done, he's looking at Bud. This is what I put on Twitter. Make sure you guys follow me at Boxing Ego for the latest and greatest news right over there. So Errol Spence told you what he planned on doing several years ago, many moons ago. And make sure you guys come in, subscribe. I'm the best in boxing. I will give you guys, stick around to the end of this video. I will give you guys tangible proof. I included articles like this one from May 30th, 2018. Errol Spence says, I'll take Terence Crawford's belt. Right? So it doesn't get any more clear than that. Again, you guys can see the timestamps. May 30th, 2018. Errol Spence, I will take Terence Bud Crawford's belt. So I'm not the smartest brother in the world. Last time I checked, it's 2022. Spence on Terence Crawford. Here's another one. Let me clean up my side of the street first. Very direct directives. He's letting you know what the game plan is. And how can anybody be mad at somebody who's telling you what it is and what to expect and what it's going to be? To me, that's just setting forth expectations, and I would prefer that. Errol says, well, basically, let me clean up my side of the street, Spence said. Basically, I'm saying my side of the street, you know, Al Heyman and Showtime, aka PBC. Let me clean up my side of the street and I'll come over there and take up that side of the block too. That's what I'm doing. I mean, we've got a lot of fighters signed with Al Heyman. We've got Danny Garcia. Errol fought. So this is at a time when he said all this, he hadn't fought Danny Garcia. Fast forward to the future, after the wreck, he fought Danny Garcia. And might I add, it outsold in Texas within about a month of each other. It outsold Canelo Alvarez, his Texas fight against Caleb Smith. So you can't say, oh, nobody wanted to see it because Errol Spence generated higher numbers like live gates and was basically more profitable, especially when you consider how much money DAZN has to output and pay Canelo Alvarez. It just doesn't make sense. Plus, they didn't even do Canelo fights back then on pay-per-view. That was something they started with the Dimitri Bivol fight. So that's a whole separate video. Canelo, DAZN, their whole little situation is bad business. But before he fought Danny Garcia, Errol Spence spoke it into existence. He said, we got guys like Danny Garcia. We got Sean Porter. So he hadn't fought Sean Porter. Errol Spence, I'm showing you an interview from 2018. He didn't fight Sean Porter until 2019. He didn't fight Danny Garcia until 2020. He didn't fight Ugas until 2022, this year. Right? So the man is speaking into existence what was to come. So I don't understand this whole Errol was ducking and stuff like that when he told you Literally, he's saying we got fighters like Danny Garcia, who he later fought. We got Sean Porter in a unification, who he later fought. We got all those, we had Lamont Peterson, we had Keith Thurman, but he's doing whatever he's doing right now. So let me clean up my block. Then I'll come over there and take up his block too. So this is and I'm going to make several videos about this because you guys allowed certain members of the media, YouTubers, Instagrammers, or whoever, fans, to throw smut on someone's name, and I'm not really with that. If you're going to throw something on somebody's name, it got to be true. Errol Spence, how is he ducking? And he told you exactly what he was going to do. So if you didn't believe him, that's your bad. Here's another quote from Errol Spence Jr. from before Terence Crawford became a champion with Jeff Horn. Errol Spence says, quote, Terence Crawford, well, he don't have a belt yet. But if he does get a belt from Jeff Horn, I'm coming to take that belt too because I want to be undisputed welterweight champion of the world. So, yet again, Errol Spence Jr. is remaining tried and true to what he's been telling you for several years. So before, I'm showing you old article snippets and clips where Errol Spence is quoted. This is before, the one you see on the screen right now is before Crawford even became a champion because he was getting ready to fight Jeff Horn. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon for the latest and greatest. So this is before Crawford had completed the task, job not finished. He hadn't beat Jeff Horn. And Errol told you, okay, if Crawford get a belt, let's see him. I want to be undisputed welterweight champion. And now, after one by one collecting all these miscellaneous 3 belts from champions, people are now getting hyped because we could actually get the Crawford fight next. And now people look dumb. And I have to make the follow-up video because a lot of y'all look dumb. A lot of y'all said that Errol was running and stuff like that. How are you going to fault a guy who did the heavier lifting? How are you going to fault a guy who told you in previous years, 2018, or possibly even before that, but most of the clips that I showed you in this video, 100% proof, are from about 2018. And he told you exactly what the game plan is. Like, if you took a flight, let's say you're on Southwest Airlines, and the pilot comes on and says, hey, we're gonna ascend upward and go to 10,000 feet, and then you'll be able to put your cell phones on and you'll be able to get on Wi-Fi, and then the stewardess is coming right after that to collect your coupons and take your orders for drinks, and then we're gonna arrive in Las Vegas in 45 minutes. And we looked at the weather, we don't expect any turbulence, and whoom. And the pilot tells you all these things, and every single one of the things that he said came true. He got you to Vegas in 45 minutes. The stewardess came and took your order for ginger ale or cranberry juice and any food, condiments, or beverages. They came by, and everything was as prophesized, as he stated at the beginning of the flight. You wouldn't be mad at that pilot. Why would you be mad at the pilot who did everything and then the airlines did exactly what they said? They said they're going to get you to Vegas in one piece. It's going to take 45 minutes, etc. But yet and still, you got idiots in boxing who are trying their best to still make it look like Errol Spence, who went through this list that you see on the screen, Kell Brook, Sean Porter, Ugas, all guys who were champions, but somehow, some way, they're still trying to preach this narrative that Errol Spence was ducking and taking all these tough fights and beating champions because he didn't fight Crawford in an order that they wanted him to fight in. But even with that, I showed you in this video, he showed you and told you that that was going to be the order of operation. He said, we still got great fights. So why not build his brand? Why not go to Sheffield and fight Kell Brook? Why not fight Danny Garcia at his home in Texas and do a great pandemic crowd that year? Why not fight Sean Porter at Staples? Why not blow it up at AT&T Stadium and fight Mikey Garcia and fight against Ugas, right? It just doesn't make sense. And now we're looking close to the Terence Crawford fight, and old media looks stupid because they tried so hard to paint this narrative of Errol ducking. Checkmate. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.